Have you ever pondered on the intergeneration contagious nature of autism? Can it be passed from parents to their children, not through genes, but through behavior and the wider environment? Enter the world of Calhoun's rat studies. A research psychologist, Calhoun, observed a fascinating phenomenon among rats. He found that the parenting style of adult rats mirrored the care they received as pups. A calm, attentive mother rat would raise calm, attentive offspring. Conversely, an anxious, inattentive mother would raise offspring with similar traits. Intriguing, isn't it? But this is where it gets even more interesting. Calhoun went on to describe these generational cycles of anxious inattentiveness as an autism epidemic among these rats. Amazing, really, as this was the 60s, a time way before autism became the major concern it is today. The parenting style was contagious, passed from one generation to the next. What does this mean for us? Could the environment and the parenting style of rats hold the key to understanding the nature of autism? So, who is to blame for the autism epidemic in the rat study? Is it parents? Should the rats, in the midst of this crisis of mental health, scapegoat individual rats, or themselves? How ridiculous. Their overlords did it to them. The wicked system of experimenters did it. So, back to the experiment. You might be wondering, how did Calhoun come to this conclusion? Our story begins with an experiment. Calhoun and his team carefully swapped pups at birth. Pups born to anxious mothers were placed with calm mothers and vice versa. They synchronized the births and used clever tricks, such as drug inducement, sedation, and swapping amniotic fluid to ensure the mothers believed they were caring for their own offspring. What happened next was astonishing. The pups taken from anxious environments and placed into calm ones became calm, while those taken from tranquil environments and placed into anxious ones turned anxious. Autism-inducing anxiety is clearly contagious. So how did Calhoun ensure creating anxiety for his experiment? Simply by squashing the rats into too small a place for comfort and not letting them escape. That is all it took. This experiment proved that the environment and consequent parenting style played the only pivotal role in shaping the newborn rat's behavior for life. It wasn't about the genes they were born with, but the nurturing they received. Only the environment and parenting style had a more significant effect on the rat's behavior, not their genetics. Now, what can we learn from these rat studies in relation to human behavior and autism? Well, it's a compelling thought, isn't it? If the behavior of rats can be influenced so significantly by their environment and upbringing, could the same be true for humans? Could it be that the increasing prevalence of autism isn't due to some genetic anomaly, but rather to generational cycles of anxiety? In our fast-paced modern world, anxiety is a common experience. Stressors abound, from financial worries to social pressures, and just as with the rats, this anxiety can be passed from parent to child, creating a cycle that's hard to break. But here's the silver lining. If environment plays such a pivotal role, we have the power to change it. By creating nurturing, calm environments and breaking the cycle of anxiety, we could potentially influence the trajectory of autism. Perhaps the key to understanding and addressing the rise in autism lies in our environment and how we raise our children, not in blaming our genes.